All right, welcome to the Broker Success Stories, Anil. I am so excited that we have you on today. Thank you for coming on to this podcast and being able to share your stories and your insights. On hopefully, other residential mortgage brokers can learn some tips from you and also some insight for them to take it back and perhaps help them move to the next level.
Yep, that's
So,
what the plan is. And yeah,
tell us a
thank
little
you
bit.
for inviting me
Hey,
over. And I'll be more than happy
yeah,
to.
we
Yeah.
love it. We love it. Tell us about you. Tell us like they know me. I want to hear about you. Like who's Anil Kumar? When you started mortgage broking, and they said how you came across me.
Yeah. So I'm basically a sales professional. As you can see, I'm an immigrant, like quite a few of us. I came to Canada in 2009. Did various things. Moved into moved through different provinces. BC, Vancouver is my fourth province. I've lived in Ontario, I've lived in Saskatchewan, I've lived in Manitoba, and of course now I call Vancouver home since 2015. Uh, Fast forward, I got my mortgage broker's license in the end of 2017, and in 2018
Okay.
February it was when I did my first ever mortgage. Fortunately for me, I mean, when I got into it, I had some business connections. I had some friends who put their trust on me, and I got my first deal. And it's funny, although I was licensed in BC, the first mortgage I did was in Calgary. How's that? So, I mean, they say never close your doors, never close your doors. So, yeah.
It's good. Good.
And
Whatever brings the money home to put food on the table, my friend.
exactly,
Right?
exactly.
Just resilience. Yeah, just
You, you,
resilience of
you,
immigration, like right, immigrants like you, which is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, since then, I mean, I've been very fortunate to have mentors like you. I think that's when we first met. I think it was September 2018 when you did that event in Surrey Central Library. Remember, you called in
Yes.
some brokers from various banks, RBC, CIBC, TD. I think 5 banks you
Yeah.
called. And that was my
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
meeting with you. After that, COVID happened and we could not meet, but we were in touch. And I have always looked up to you as someone, as a go-getter, as someone very successful when it comes to mortgages, especially commercial. And I would also like to take some more names that have been critical in my life. The first and foremost is Dustin Woodhouse, and quite a few other business partners, BDMs. Oot from CMLS, Jeremy Hewitt from CMLS, Zhu Lee, Suzanne from Equitable Bank, Shane Yo
Well,
from AmCap. And whenever I do an interview like this, so I think it's my mandatory duty to bring up these names and thank them all for whatever I am today. So, and as I said, you are one of them. So, yeah, the
well,
only thing that I missed was that. I mean, fortunately, we got so busy in the residential segment. Things got busy. We never saw this coming. What we are facing right now, we never thought that in British Columbia, especially, residential real estate can slow down as well, and not just slow down,
it's like
a big
pretty
correction.
much
Yeah,
petered off. Yeah.
I would not like to use the word crash because it has not crashed, thankfully, but the correction has been huge. And
Yes.
funny enough, until around 1 year ago, and I say to all the mentors and all the economists and all, until around 1 year ago, we were thinking, hey, the mortgages that we did in 2021, we will take all those renewals with us. I mean, yeah, the clients will come to us, and guess what? We
Everybody
will
assumed.
we'll
Everybody
switch
assumed.
them to
Yeah.
another bank and get a better rate. And guess what? We didn't
Yeah.
realize that those existing lenders have the same policy, and
Yes.
they have those clients with them. All they have to provide them with a 0.25% less rate, 25 bips less rate than I'm offering them, and just
Yep.
sign the
Yep.
agreement. So what
Yep.
started happening left, right, and center since 2024, 2025, whatever clients we were thinking, hey, yeah, it'll be an easy peasy. He's my client. He's loyal to me. And I'll be able to switch transfer his mortgage to another lender and make some money. Guess what? I think almost 70%, 70 to 75% of them would not do it because they would not, because their existing lender is saying, hey, here's a piece of paper, just sign it, and I'm giving you 50
So
bips less
easy.
rate than your competition. I mean, and
Yep.
it's not that they're not loyal. They all called me. They say, hey, Anil, our existing lender is offering us this rate. What do you say? I tell them, oh, you know what? It's amazing. Stay with them, right? And
Yep.
although I've done a few commercial mortgages in the last 5 years, so, but that was an eye opener. I said, what the hell is going on? I said, we have this 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, where all these high rate mortgages will be renewed. And guess what? We won't be able to have a big market share. We still may have those clients, but we won't make any money. That's when I started thinking more seriously about the commercial mortgage. And I wish someone told this to me, hey, the grass is not always going to remain greener. You should think about putting your eggs in some other basket as well. Fortunately,
that's right.
When
diversify.
I always had you, in my list, in my thoughts. And if you remember, I think I did my first commercial presentation in 2024, where you helped me. You were with me on the phone for half an hour. That time we did not have any commitment to do your course. You did not have any expectations from me in terms of charging me fee, but you helped me. That was something very big. So this is the sign of a true mentor, a true leader. You help people without expecting anything.
Give back.
Just like, okay, you said, hey, this guy has been in touch with me. He called me for some help. Forget about my course. Let me help him. That presentation did wonders. In fact, I followed the same protocol. I invited some commercial bankers. I invited a guy from BDC. I invited a guy from TD. I invited a guy from RBC. Those were my contacts. And I invited a guy from Canada Western Bank, now National Bank. They all four of them came. And I even invited two commercial brokers too. Vineet Kochar, you know him, right? Vineet Kochar, you know him, right?
Yes.
I invited him too. I said, you guys are my friends. You're not my competition. This is the beauty of this industry. I called them, and then I told my audience, I said, I've invited these guys. If you have any questions that I cannot answer, they are there to answer. Talk to them, connect with them. So not only I got the respect of those people, I got the respect of those lenders as well. They say, hey, this guy has called us, anticipating that we could take his business, but he's still. So so those guys helped me a lot.
You've always been a great connector. You've been a great ambassador. I've seen you been helpful with a lot of the I Love Mortgage Brokering group, Facebook group. And that's the reason why I'm so excited to have you on this podcast and to share the insight that you've learned. I mean, I know you've been following me, and I've been tracking you too. I've been watching you silently over the years to see the growth. It's like, this guy's amazing. He's came out of nowhere. He's an immigrant just like me. Helpful just like me and Dustin Woodhouse. Like when I was with Dustin Woodhouse in the same franchise way back, right, when we were still rookie, he and I pretty much helped 80% of the help desk questions, like volunteer help, right? So when I saw you doing that, hey, that's like us. We were doing this before. Being helpful.
It's because of mentors. It's only because of mentors like you, Sue. And I can say it all day long and from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah. So, with other respect to you, right? I see that, people like you, when they're stuck, and I was like, oh man, I know what's coming. Because the real estate cycle, 8 to 10 years, and it's been way past the 10-year mark. And you came in 2009, I believe. Like that's when, right at the end of the downturn of the 2008, 2010 for Canada, right? It's like, wow, you first came to Canada at a pretty low point in the economy during that time, and look at you've grown. You've gone through that hardship and the phase of going across the prairies to Vancouver from Ontario. That's change again, right? That's huge. So when I see that you see the vision, you see the foresight that times are gonna get tough, and the lenders retention team is getting brutal because they are losing market share too, right? So they got to keep all these clients, and by what? By sacrificing the profit and sacrificing us brokers, we're no longer renting these clients to them anymore. They taking it now, not stealing, but they are like keeping those behind the fence now, right? So that makes our life a lot more difficult. But then you probably see what I saw, right? The opportunity, like, hey, nobody's doing this. All this entrepreneur, all these small business owners, they're like, nobody's helping them. Why are we spending all our efforts helping the residential people when there's nobody helping them here on this side? And I'm sure that's when you start dabbling into commercial, and all of a sudden it's like, you know what, I should get serious now. And I guess that's when you reach out to me, right? About six months, 6 months ago.
Yeah, absolutely. So, exactly.
So from that stage, I just want to ask you, is like, looking back, I mean, and you want to share this maybe to the residential mortgage brokers, like something you wish someone had told you early on, what would have been?
Yeah, exactly
I think
this,
you
that,
mentioned this
okay,
earlier.
that you are focusing on the residential side, and there are other aspects of mortgage brokering as well, and commercial and small business is a big part of it, where
Yes.
there's a big gap, like, I mean, people have
Yes.
to deal directly with the lenders, and it becomes just like residential mortgage broker. If you go to RBC for a commercial loan and you do not fit in their policy, guess what? You are knocking door of another bank, another bank, another bank, and you are wasting so much time. Instead of that,
Yeah.
if you can find someone to whom you can pay fees, first of all, he knows more than you, because probably the first or the second door he's going to knock, because he knows which doors to knock. He's going to knock, he's going to get you a result, he's going to get you a loan. But even if not, he knows more doors than you, number one. Okay, he knows which doors to
Right.
knock, and he knows how to knock them. You know what I'm saying? This is what I learned. This is what I'm learning, and this is what I learned from you. This is what I'm learning. It's just mortgage brokering is a degree with every file. That's what I call it. Every file you do, you earn a new degree. You know what I'm saying, right? Same thing has been with commercial. I've done CSBFL, I've done small business, I've done commercial mortgage, like a real estate mortgage. I just finished doing a physiotherapy office in Surrey, a brand new. So and not only that, it even helped me in renewing my own commercial mortgage. So my rate went down from 6.55 to 3.96. I was with BDC at
Nice.
6.55. My current rate, 2 years fixed, I got is 3.96. You cannot even, I mean, when I got it 6 months ago, I could not even get that rate in residential mortgage, believe you me. And I got it for my commercial mortgage. How's that?
That's
This is what you learn.
awesome.
This is what you learn.
That's,
So yeah,
that's
so I mean,
awesome.
no one told me that, because all my mentors were focusing around residential, and I don't blame them, because the market was green. Everything was green around us, right? So I mean,
Yep.
we get short-sighted and we get carried away in what we have right now. We don't think about the future. We don't think about, hey, things can go sideways. Now that I've been through this cycle, Sua, now I know, right? Now I'm not going to make that
Yes.
mistake. I'm going to keep my eggs in both the baskets, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
You diversify so that you're not affected when the economy is affected,
Yes.
right? Be able to move and be able to pivot your business, right? I always talk about, people wait for the ship to sail in as for opportunity to come to them all the time, right? It's like,
Yeah.
why? Why can't you swim out to the ship? That's what you've been doing, right?
I've been
Why do you
trying
want
to.
to wait for the ship to come in?
Yeah.
Right? That's awesome. CSB, Canadian Small Business Financing Loans, and that's for helping entrepreneurs, a small medium enterprise, or even for those who want to acquire their own property to instead of leasing, right? And that's a huge opportunity. You know,
Yeah.
most people don't realize this, and I'm sure you probably came across them already. Is like that, hey, why are you renting and your lease keep going up every 5 years? Why don't you own and your lease goes down every 5 years
Yes.
because
Yes.
you paid off most of the loan, right?
Amazing.
That's cool. So share us with a story. That there was a recent story you've spoke about earlier there. Share with the audience what you learned from that, and what you're able to help them with. So
Well, I mean, there have been a lot of stories. I mean, if you want to talk about the commercial or residential, which one do you want to talk? I mean, I have
commercial,
stories.
give me a crazy story that you've been helped out.
Well, commercial, yeah, I have this guy who was wanting to buy a retail store franchisee. I won't name it for the sake of privacy in Calgary.
Yep.
And when I checked around, they say, yeah, BDC. I mean, even you won't believe, even their franchisee headquarters, they said, talk to big banks like RBC and BMO and BDC. Okay, so I went to RBC. Unfortunately, this client had some past history for his residential mortgage. They said, no, we are not interested in this client. I went to BMO. It took me 2 weeks. I could not even get hold of a person in Calgary whom I can talk to. Finally, I went to BDC. We were looking for a 156K loan. They only approved 104 at a rate of 11.5%. And our client, fine. He said, okay, Anil, whatever, I'll put it. I'm so frustrated. Before I spoke to you, I went to many banks. They all turned me back. I said, hang on, buddy, let me try. And guess what, Suha? I went to a credit union, okay, whom I found out that they do CSBFL. Not many credit unions do that. In BC, there's no credit union that does CSBFL. In Calgary, they do. Not only he got the CSBFL at prime plus 3, he also got $153,000 plus a $20,000 credit card as well. So from 105K from BDC at 11.5% to 153K plus a $20,000 credit card, business credit card at prime plus 3 CSBFL. That's my aha moment. This is where you start feeling grateful beyond the fees you make, right? You said, okay,
you made a huge dent.
Yeah,
you made a huge dent in their life.
And that client now, his wife is an optometrist. I mean, she recently moved from Ontario, closed her store. She said, Anil, no matter how much time it takes, you are getting this loan for me. I'm not going to anywhere else. I've already wasted my time. So these are the stories you need, right? And another thing that I did was, as I told you, a physiotherapy commercial mortgage. I have this client who came through a reference. He is such a busy guy. He's a physiotherapist, very busy physiotherapist. Like he works from 8 to 8, 7 days a week, crazy busy. And he said, Anil, I've spoken to my bank. They're not coming back to me. And it was such a smooth file. This is where you realize, hey, this market has got such a huge potential. People are not, their banker was taking him for granted. I said, you know what, get it to me. So not only I got him, not only I got him 80% of loan to value for his loan, and I got
very good.
I got a good fee check, and I changed the bank. And again, the other bank, when they saw his financials, they gave him red carpet welcome. They gave him all sorts of lines of credit cards, personal, you name it. Because he's a royalty. He makes like his turnover like $3 million. A physiotherapist, right? A physiotherapy corporation. They're 4 partners. I was so surprised that his own bank was not giving him enough credit and enough respect. So this is ridiculous. So I took him to another bank. He got a red carpet welcome. Great rate, again, 4.12%, 4.12% for a commercial mortgage for 2 years. So what do you want? It's similar to a residential rate. He was shocked. He said, what? I said, yeah, it's 4.12% you're getting. So this is what it is. So, those aha moments, they make you feel, hey, you should have started doing it earlier. But hey, it is what it is.
But it doesn't hurt. You get paid really good too, right? Not just 75 basis point, right?
No.
So that's a joy of working outside the box, right? I know the residential is like, it's all pre-approved. It's all lender. If you fit the box, you get approved, right? Whereas outside, it's like, look, like that client is ideal. It's like, the problem is, like, when I was working at CIBC, same thing. We would actually roll out the red carpet to new customers. Our existing customers, I call it an abusive relationship, because we don't give them the red carpet treatment. And that's the same problem that most customers don't realize, is that they are taking advantage of existing customer until push comes to shove, when the retention team gets involved. That's the only time you ever really get forced to, for them to step up to retain the customer. But then it's too late. It's like, why didn't you do this at the beginning? Well, because they want to take advantage of the profit.
Yeah.
Right. You're too lazy. You stay. You don't have time to go out. They know this. They don't have time to go shopping around. That's why people like you and I, Anil, they need us. They don't have time to do this. And they don't know that maybe the other bank across the street or the credit union across the street, they can do way better. Right. And there's a lot of clients that always assume, because a realtor say, go to BDC. Look at you, for example, right? When your BDC like 7%, now you're on your own. Like you save yourself, 30% of the cost of credit. That's huge.
Yeah. And same thing for this client in Calgary. I told you, BDC offered him 11.5% and a 105K loan. Yeah, from 105 to 153, prime plus 3.
Like 153.
Yeah. So that's where we are.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're helping them with the cash flow. You're helping them with more money, with the right amount of money that they need to have a good business to start on a good footing, right? Yeah. If they have to sacrifice everything, only got 100,000 from BDC, that's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
Right. that's going to have a direct impact on their business and the growth of their business, right? So that's kudos to you, my friend. That's amazing. So coming back to all around this, how has commercial financing helped you? Like, has it given you back more time or giving back more money? We're working with less. How has it affected you so far?
I'll be truthful
I know it's a
with you.
short period of time, but
You're my teacher, you're my mentor. I'll be truthful with you. So far, I've not reached that level that I've been able to get some more time, because right now I'm in the process of going to the next step of my business. Okay. I'm hiring a full-time assistant so that,
okay.
and I think I've introduced you to my wife. My wife is also a mortgage broker. She became a broker in 2022. So far, she's been only doing the back-end office work as a licensed assistant, like all the what do you call, compliance and regulatory work, and follow up with the clients and stuff. But now I told her, and I told myself, I said, whatever I'm doing, you'll be doing 50% of that in residential at least. How you will do it? Because we are hiring a full-time assistant who's going to replace you.
Yeah.
So whatever work you are doing, no excuse to any of us. We can get it done from someone who will be probably costing us less than half of what we are paying ourselves. And let's focus on what we can do better. Because so I know that by grace of God, I'm fairly busy on the residential side as well. Again, things are coming back now.
Good.
So and market is getting slightly better, because of the interest rates going down. So I cannot say no to that business because they are my clients and it's all referral. So my wife will take care of 50% of that. So I have that 50% time spare for me that I'll focus more on improving my commercial relationships. Outside the province.
Very valuable.
So that's
higher value loan, right?
Maybe 5 years from
Very
now,
good.
I'll have more time. And I don't need a lot of time because our kids are grown. They don't need us to drive them to hockey games and football games and all that stuff, because my younger one is in university. He lives in a dorm. My older one is almost graduating from university. He's on his own. He drives his own car. So they don't need us like on hourly basis. We have our dinner together. We have our weekend meals together, and that's what we have. Other than that, my wife and I, we are together the whole day, 24/7. I don't think she needs more of me. So that's what we are doing. So this commercial mortgage education has helped me give the courage, I would say, to think outside the box and moving to the next step that I've been thinking of doing for the last 1.5 years. Now I know I have enough revenue, I have enough work also. Because before I used to think, hey, what if I hire a full-time assistant and I don't have enough work? The market is slow. What I'm going to do? What kind of work am I going to give to that person, and what kind of work I'm going to do myself? Now I know my plate is full. In fact, it's overflowing, not with work, but search of work and getting better at that. So that's why, half of my plate, which is already full, I give to my wife, and then another quarter to the assistant.
Now assistant.
Have that space that I can fill up with my, and it's not just about money, it's about getting better in the business, So that's all it's all about.
It's more, I think one of the other graduates that told me is like, Sue, if I didn't meet you, I would have left this industry. I've been in this industry for 10 years and I just losing the excitement. It's boring. It's always work. It's always struggling. It's always up and down. And it's like, she, the last person, Tanya, for example, she said to me, it's not exciting anymore. It doesn't get me out of bed anymore. It's almost become a job, right? And I said, that's sad, because we're in this because we got excited about helping, making a difference on people's life, right? And we got carried over the years. All this ups and down, and people are so entitled. They come to you, they expect this, they expect that, and they don't see our value. But when Tanya, I'm sure you've seen it now too, right?
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
We're able to do something special now, and she's able to make within the last 6 to 9 months, 6-figure income, way more than she ever did in her best year at the residential side. Mm-hmm. And the people that see her as more valuable now, like most valuable player on the team, just like you have with your optometrist, right? And I think it also helped her with the residentials too. And I think you mentioned this earlier. It's like you had a deal there on the residential side, 17 different lenders you approached on the mortgage broker side. Give me a quick summary about that one again, right? So that people can hear about this.
Yes. Okay. So the client is good. He's qualified. It's just that there were some major kinks in the application. It's a high ratio insured. First of all, he owns 2 detached homes in Maple Ridge. Okay, but it's a genuine case, right? Yeah. Now
Yep.
He booked a pre-sale because his kids have also moved out. Okay, and he
Pre-sale. Okay.
booked a pre-sale in Study Central because, and they've actually their completion is coming up on the 19th, but they've already been living in Study Central area since May, because his wife has to go to his wife works in she used to work from home, but now she has to go to her office
Yep.
3 days a week. She works hybrid. So from Maple Ridge, she doesn't drive. So going from Maple Ridge to downtown is a nightmare, right? Going from Surrey Central
Yeah.
is way easier because they can. So now they don't have kids living with them, so they do not need to stay in a four-bedroom main floor. So they move to a two-bedroom. That's what they need. The kids have moved out, and
Yeah.
but there were kinks. First of all, the kinks are okay now. Too much reliance on rental income because they're two big detached homes. The rent they're getting is around $7,000, right? So lenders, the first flag was, oh, too much reliance on rental income, right? Second,
Reliance on rental income. Yeah.
yes, right, big reliance, and you know that lenders are shying away from that a lot. Huge reliance. Second, why are they? I mean, they were not understanding. Why are they kind of downsizing? I explained them. I said their kids have moved to, like, they are in their 50s. Their kids have moved out, and I said, what bigger proof do you need? They've already been living in Surrey Central for the last 5 months, where the subject property is, but they don't understand, right? So I mean,
yes.
I mean, I never take a file which I feel has got anything fishy. I interviewed the clients.
That's right.
Whatever they said was genuine.
Yeah.
The only problem was too much reliance on rental income, and their jobs were relatively new, although they're in IT industry. But they're both of them. They started their current jobs in February only. That was another concern. Third was the husband.
Yes.
He had to send some money to India a couple of years ago, around 170,000. They had some family emergency. Because of that, his credit score was down to 624 or something of that sort. That was another concern. So I submitted to 17 lenders. In fact, as a matter of fact, one of the lenders even approved it, but he sent it to Sajan, and Sajan declined it. Okay, but
declined. Okay,
but the kind of person I am. So again, thanks to mentors like you, I'm not bragging, I never give up until I don't have a lender left. And it's not the first time that I've got it done from a lender outside the broker channel. I've done it in the past as well. But this one, the client was saying, decline after decline. He would always ask, Anil, do you think we have an issue? I said, I have trust in your file. We'll get it done. So after 17, I said, I've given up. I said, but now I'm going to apply to lenders outside the broker channel. They don't pay me.
Yeah.
But you've seen my hard work. I'm going to charge you 1% fees. He said, tell me where do I have to sign? You've been working hard. And guess what? Today we got it done from a credit union outside the broker channel, and at a better rate, Sua, that I could ever get him. The best rate that I have for a high ratio in short 5 is 3.65. I was able to get him 3.55. So
wow!
Even after paying me this fees, he's still saving money, right? In next 5 years, he's going to save over $10,000 in interest. So this is the wow factor of this business. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I could help the client. I'm so happy for the mentors. I'm so grateful to the God. I mean, like, above everything, that kept this faith living. So this is what it is.
Amazing.
And this is where this commercial mortgage training came into play, because now I've got very strong contacts outside the broker channel with the other lenders. Not only on the commercial side, I make sure that I have those contacts on the residential side as well, so that in times like this,
those commercial,
So
those commercial guys, and I'm sure that's how you leverage it. Those commercial guys are on the top of the totem pole at that lender, so they can always introduce you to the residential channel below them.
Yes,
right? So much easier. Right? Well, that's amazing.
So it was an amazing story. I mean, when I saw the approval, I said, wow. I mean, I was so happy, and the rate and everything, the cashback, the client actually saved money. Believe me.
Right on. See, and that's why I love teaching, because I see your success, and like my biggest goal is to have an impact in the world, a positive impact before I leave this beautiful place, right? We call Earth. And having you and having other graduates, 275 other graduates like this, helping, this is amazing. And, it gives me goosebumps. I was like, I think I made the right decision. At the beginning, I didn't know, the teaching is not a thing that I want to do, because I'm already making development money. I'm making $1 million development profit. So it's like, this is like, it's a passion project. And when I see the results that comes out of people like you, Anil, it just makes me feel so much. I'm in a good place now. I feel like my place is I found my calling. By mentoring people like you. It's like the money is a small part, but it's like the result, the success, the impact. It's like domino effect, right?
Indeed.
Like you have no idea, I know how much more you would leave, the legacy you leave behind to your children, the work ethic you and your wife is like combining, making it work, making the family work. I am certain that there's a point in time when your children looks up at mom and dad and say, why the hell am I learning what I'm learning here? I should just take over their business.
Well,
Right?
let's see. Yeah, let's see. My younger one, he's doing business. He's doing business program at Sauder School of Business in UBC. So let's see if he joins me. But
Ah.
he has his life of his own. Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
Cool.
That's right. But I think eventually when they start to learn from how you think outside the box and how you guys operate this business, I'm sure they could finally click in one day. It's like, you know what?
Yeah, I hope and
I
pray
have
the
my
same.
mom and dad.
Yeah.
I have my mom and dad here. These are the greatest example. I can't ask for a better teacher, right? They're doing it. They're not just teaching it. They're doing it. Like Sue was doing it and teaching at the same time, right? So that's awesome, Anil. I appreciate your time, and I know that our time is very valuable for us. It's very precious that you're giving the time to come on here to give insight to other brokers, and perhaps they can see that there's a next step, there's a next level. If
Indeed.
they are reluctant or they're like on the fence, maybe there's something that they can learn from you from this
Everyone must. I feel
interview
that
here.
commercial mortgages should be made mandatory for all the residential brokers, not only because it's an extra stream of income. It's because there's so much gap, and people out there, they need so much help. And it's just like residential, banks are banks, like they do
Yeah.
what they do, right? It's people like us, it's educated people like us who find those creative ways and means to find solutions. Bank does not have time, because they get paid a salary, especially commercial officers, they get paid salary. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not commission people like us. For us, we will leave no stone unturned to get the financing that our clients need. I mean,
That's
I'll
right.
share an example. I have this client who owns a burger joint in Chilliwack. Believe me, it took me 4.5 months to get him a $26,000 loan. It was so bad. His credit score was below 600. He had so much debts. But one thing, what I saw, so that guy is passionate. He's so much. He works 11 hours in his store, 7 days a week. I went to his store, I met his staff, I saw the passion. I said, I should help this guy. We applied to
Mm.
all the banks. No one came on board. He has a BDC loan as well. He had
Wow.
such a messy situation. Finally, I could convince Merchant Growth Capital, or Kingsman, actually, one of those lenders. I said,
Yeah.
you have to help
Yeah.
this guys, and I spoke, the contacts that you connected me,
Yeah.
the people, right? So I
Yeah.
know those people because of you, and I called one of the bosses. I said, buddy, we need to help. I said, he's looking for 100K, but right now he needs 26K because he's expanding his business. It's his passion. Please help him. In spite of all the odds, they came through. They gave him the money. I mean, it's not cheap, but at least he needed
Yeah.
that money and gave him, and he happily paid me I didn't even charge him a lot of commission, because in 26,000, how much can you expect? Like, my wife is not happy about it. But we do what we do, right? We are humans, so I just
That's
charge
right.
him whatever. But I said, okay, when I'm getting the full 100K that you're looking for, that time probably I'll charge the rest. But for now, so there's so many clients that are looking for our help, and if we can, I think it's our moral responsibility and
It's a
professional
duty. It's
to do it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I truly believe.
all
I
residential
truly believe it is our responsibility. Yeah. It is our
brokers,
duty to help all
don't
aspects.
stand on the
Yes.
fence. Find a mentor. Take a course from someone like you. Take a course from SOA, and get trained into it, and test the waters. There's no harm, because I know you are not busy anyways these days, guys. Especially the new residential brokers. You guys are not busy. I know that because I'm not busy, right? 8 years, I'm not busy. So you're not busy either.
Yeah.
So instead of doing,
Take time to
I know
learn.
you have a lot of time
Yeah.
on top of making those 10 calls a day that you should be making for residential. You have a lot of time. Study something, try that, talk to mentors, and learn something. This is the time to learn. Instead of getting a life insurance license, instead of getting a realtor's license, you are better off doing a commercial mortgage, right? That's what I see people doing. Okay, people call me, hey, Anil, I know your market is slow. You want to become a life insurance broker? I said, who told you the market is slow? You think that. I'm busy. So,
Yes, that's right.
find someone,
That's right.
find someone who's not working hard enough. I said, I'm working hard enough to. I mean, and I'm not bragging against you. It's because of you guys. The confidence,
Yeah.
the ability, I would say, the ability and the smartness to see the opportunities that we don't usually think. But no, thanks to you. I mean, all thanks to you guys. And really appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, it's fabulous that I saw you. It's only been like 5-6 months, really. You took the ball and ran with it. That's amazing, right? Most people just don't know what to do with the present they're given. And they're always looking at, oh, is it greening on the outside of the fence? Look, you got a license to print money. Figure out how to use that license more effectively, which you have gone to, small business lending, gone to commercial financing. Now you're like, I could do anything inside financing. Right?
I can at least try.
Leasing
I cannot say I can do everything, but I know at least I have a direction.
The ability to. Yes.
I have the ability to at least take the call. I would say,
Yeah.
not say no to it.
You always have me. You always have me and our entire group to help each other out, right? So that's amazing.
I know.
Okay. I appreciate you, Anil. I look forward to hearing more success stories from you, and maybe in the future podcast episode we can give more insights and maybe some more learning lessons.
Anytime, sir.
Anytime. I'm sure my friend Anil, in the near future, maybe in a few years, you probably acquire more residential brokers to come to work with you, and maybe even expand your commercial lending desk, even, right?
That's what the plan is.
I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that. Okay, Anil. Thank you very much. Have yourself a great evening. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye.